Have you ever felt like your life is falling apart? Like your prayers are not being answered? Like God has forgotten you? But the Bible shows us something powerful. Sometimes, when everything looks like it's going wrong, God is actually working behind the scenes. Today, I will show you 3 moments in the Bible where things looked impossible, but they were actually part of God's perfect plan. And what you will learn from these stories can change how you see your problems today. Story 1. Joseph's betrayal. Joseph had a dream from God, a dream that one day he would become a leader. But suddenly everything went wrong. His own brothers betrayed him. They threw him into a pit. Then they sold him as a slave. Imagine how Joseph must have felt. Rejected, broken, confused. But here is the powerful lesson. Joseph's suffering was actually preparing him for his destiny. Years later, Joseph became the ruler of Egypt, and the same brothers who betrayed him came asking for food during famine. Joseph told them something unforgettable. What you meant for evil, God meant for good. Lesson for us. Sometimes rejection is actually redirection. God may be positioning you for something greater. Story 2. David before the crown. David was chosen by God to become king. But instead of becoming king immediately, his life became harder. King Saul tried to kill him. David had to hide in caves. He lived like a fugitive. Think about that. The man chosen to lead Israel was running for his life. But those difficult years were not wasted. God was building David's character. God was teaching him humility, patience, and trust. Those struggles prepared him to become one of the greatest kings in history. Lesson for us. Just because God promised something does not mean it happens instantly. Sometimes the waiting season is the training season. Story 3. The cross before the resurrection. The disciples believed Jesus was the Messiah. But then something devastating happened. Jesus was arrested. He was beaten and then crucified. To everyone watching, it looked like evil had won. It looked like hope was lost. But what looked like defeat was actually the greatest victory in history. 3 days later, Jesus rose from the dead. And through that moment, salvation came to the world. Lesson for us. Sometimes the darkest moment in your life is just before God does something miraculous. Powerful life takeaways. So what can we learn from these stories? First, God's plan is bigger than our understanding. Second, difficult seasons often prepare us for greater blessings. And third, what looks like an ending may actually be the beginning of something greater. If Joseph had never been betrayed, he would never have ruled Egypt. If David had never faced trials, he would not have become a strong king. If the cross never happened, there would be no resurrection. If this message encouraged you, share it with someone who needs hope today. And remember this truth: God's plan is never late, and it is never wrong. Trust Him. So if you are going through a difficult season right now, do not lose faith. God may be working behind the scenes in ways you cannot see yet. Your struggle may be preparation. Your delay may be protection. Your pain may be shaping your purpose. Never doubt God's plan, because what feels like a setback today may be the very thing that leads you to your greatest blessing tomorrow.